Hello. Yep. Hi everyone. Hi, good evening everyone. So let's see who all are there in the YouTube chat. I can see Milan. Milan, hi. But there are lots of people seeing this. But where are the comments, guys? Where are the comments? Please put up the comments. Let's see your names. Let's see who all are there in the YouTube as well as in our LMS. Let's see who all are there. Up. Yeah, please mention, please at least put your favorite emojis, guys. Let's say hi, good evening, guys. Hi, good evening, everyone. Yep. Naveen is there, Joseph is there. Again, I'm not able to read this name because it's written in Bengali. Venkat Raman is there. Hi. Baba is there. Like Kostav. Yep. Oh, great. He's from ITM College. Mechanchi Baba. Great. Hi, everyone. Hi, how are you all? Yep, even I just finished my DSA session and I am here like you. So you are also there after completing the DSA session. That's great of you guys. So you are attending both the sessions at the same time. Great. Okay. Yep. So how are you all, everyone? Yeah, Tosif. Good evening. Hi all, Shima, Pratik, Mukesh, Maria, Suprit, Ansh, Nikita, Shima. Great. Gurpreet is also there. Hello. Sridharan is also there. Fine. Great. Okay. That's great. I hope you all are safe, guys. Please follow all the guidelines. Please be safe with your family. Okay. That's what I need to say you at the first. Okay. Yep. So then, following the tradition, tell me, guys, from which places are you all from? Where are you all watching this session? Tell me, guys, from which places you all are watching this session. Mumbai, okay, great. I'm always fine. I'm all fine, Suvendu. Mumbai, Kolkata, Mumbai, Madhya Pradesh, Vijayawada. So I am from Odisha. I'm right now in Odisha. Exactly from Bhubaneswar. So talking to you all. So Telangana, Pune, Jharkhand, Delhi, Coimbatore, Punjab. That's great. That's great. Kolkata, Karnataka, AP, Andhra, Punjab, Kashmir. Oh, great. So we also have like I guess we like have students from every corner of the nation. That's very great. I think we also have some people from abroad. That's a great thing to know. Thank you all for joining in. Before we proceed further, I would like to introduce a few persons to all of you. First of all, our beloved Sneha ma'am. So she is the product development manager here. So whatever you're seeing, guys, the content, like starting from the content and all, she has actually planned it in a beautiful manner so that we are able to carry this forward. So, yep, Sneha ma'am, you want to say something to them?
Good evening, everyone. I guess this is the first time I am live for any session. So I am feeling very excited, and I hope every one of you is excited as well to start this new batch. Subrat sir is one of the star trainers with Let's Upgrade. You all know him already. And your trainer will be also joining soon for this batch. Also, I heard that people are joining in from like different parts of the country. So this makes us very happy that we are able to reach all of you in all the corners of the country, and hope you are able to take advantage of all the free sessions that Let's Upgrade is bringing to you. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. I also want to like introduce you. Like, thank you first of all, ma'am, for that. I let the next person here is Shalu. So, guys, Shalu is here. Like, she is basically she would learn along with you. She would be your face and voice over here. Your trainer, while explaining something, might overlook some of your doubts, right? So that's why Shalu would be there to convey your doubts and take it to your trainer so that we make sure that none of your doubt goes unlooked. Okay, so everything would be cleared out in this session. So it's a small session, 1 hour session, but yes, we want to keep it as a full packed 1 hour session. That's how we have planned it. So, yep, you'll have a trainer in some time, like within few minutes. But before that, I would also like to announce something here, guys. First thing is you Need to put attendance daily, that is compulsory in order to be eligible for the exams. Assignment are not compulsory, but yes, you will get that, guys. You can submit it for your practice, but that's not compulsory in order to be eligible for the exams, right? Okay. Also, one more thing, I would like to show you uh, a small trip, I can say small tour of our LMS, because I guess from next day or day after next day, this session would not be in the YouTube. You have to go to our LMS and watch the session. So let me show you how exactly you get into our LMS and watch the session. So I'll be sharing a screen with you all. Meanwhile, Shalu, you want to say something to them?
Hi
You are on mute. Yep.
everyone, myself Shalu Anand. I am your coordinator and I'll make sure that each of your doubt is being taken forward to the trainer. And yeah, we'll have a amazing 5 days of learning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shalu, for that. So, yep, guys, I'm sharing a screen with you. So, I hope a screen is visible to you all. So, I'll guide you where, like, how you can get into our LMS and watch the session, guys. So, first of all, you need to go to our website www.letsupgrade.in. It's already there, like in my history. So, I'll just directly click on it. So, letsupgrade.in. This is the website you have to enter into. It's taking some time. I think that's some issue with the my network or something. It might take some time, guys. Just be there. It would land. Like will land upon the page. Okay. Is it is our server working fine? I think that's a lag, but I'm not sure whether it is my problem or the server problem. So we need to figure it out. Anyway, it has opened. Yes, we are in the in our LMS, guys. So first thing, you have to sign up. You have to create an account here if you don't have one. Once you create an account and you logged in successfully, this is how it would look. It would show you. Your name would be displayed over here, and you will get all this menu over here. Okay, when you over this. So what you have to do is you have to click on this explore programs. You go to explore programs, and you go to this is we are talking about data science, right? So click on data science program learn. Click on this tab or button on learn. So it will take you to a different page in a whole. Yeah, this is the page. This is the dedicated page for data science program, guys. Okay, so here you can just click on this enroll now button. So it will take you down where you would see all the features of essentials program. Also, you would have all the feature of full stack. Okay. Yep, I'll encourage you to have a look on our full stack courses, guys. It contains 200 plus hours of learning, 200 plus hours of live project sessions. Also, you'd have a one-to-one mentorship, like mentor with the trainer. Also, some big giants from outside, they would also come to guide you and tell you how exactly you need to lead the path. Okay. Also, will guide you to how to develop your personality, how to crack, how to appear for interview, how to build your resume and all those stuff are there. And yes, we are keeping it a price of 25,600. Again, you can like avail this for an easy EMI option every month. Okay, so that it will not affect your pocket. That's how we'll go. Okay. So, yep, right now we're talking about essential, guys. What you need to do is you just have to click on this enroll now for rupees 0. Just click on it and you'll get a congratulations message over here. It is taking some time. Yep, that's what you would get it here. And then you just click on start learning. So it will take you to a dashboard where all the programs that you are enrolled for would be shown to you. Yeah, these are all the programs which I have enrolled into. I don't know when I'm going to complete all this stuff, but anyway, you don't have to worry about this. You just have to worry about this thing, data science essentials. Okay. So this time I came from like I enrolled and came into this part, but how to come to this part later? It's very easy. Log into the portal and you hover over here. You'll get this My Programs menu, right? Click on My Programs menu, and you would be landing upon the same page, same dashboard where all the programs you have enrolled into would be shown to you. So here, you just need to click on Start Learning. So it will show you a list of classes. So like basically Python, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn. That's how we would like carry on this session to us. So this is day one, basics of Python we would learn in this session. So click on it, and yeah. So on the left side, you can click on this play button so that the video will be played, the live thing. So yep, I click on it, and it would like soon play the video. Yep, I can see myself and Shalu and Sneha ma'am. It's weird. I can see myself saying something here while explaining how to use it. Let me pause it actually. So on the right, where you can chat, where you can ask your doubt actually. So click on this chat tab, guys. Okay, and then enter your name over here. Click on I accept, and then join. Click on join option. Okay, that's how you have to go. So this is all the people out there already in the chat. Hi Ansh, uh, Bhavya, Pankaj, Kirti. Okay, Shalu is also there in the chat already. Kaustab, great. Shivendu is there, Ayush is there, Gopika, Shwes. Hi everyone, good evening. So I had not seen your message still yet. Sorry for that, because I had not get into LMS, so I had to show them, right, your other friends. So yep, welcome all, welcome all. So guys, those who are on YouTube right now, you can also be with me. You can follow the same steps to enter into our LMS, and you can also ask question over here in the same chat tab. Okay, on the side of chat tab there is an attendance tab, guys. Right. So what you can do is you can select any one of this. So let me, I'll click on awesome, and I'll put some feedback here. It's all awesome. Okay. And you just have to choose anything here, yes or no, depending on what you like to. Let's say yes, and save it. And your attendance is saved. This is how you put attendance in our LMS. No clicking links, no filling up forms. It's very easy and very convenient, right? Okay. And assignment, here you just have to fill or put your GitHub link where you submit your assignment. How to create GitHub repository? So guys, you need to enroll into our community group. Okay, a dedicated community group for this data science essentials. So you be there. Okay, be there. You already have the links, or maybe Kirtana, can you put out the links for the same in the YouTube? So all of you guys, please send the like get enrolled in the community specific group. You can ask your doubts over there. You can have a discussion with your co-batchmates. Okay, so that would be a link where it is showing you how to create GitHub link, how to create GitHub repo and all. So there you can submit your assignment and put down the link over here. So that, and click on save. So that's how you can actually watch the session in our LMS, guys. I think that's pretty much fine with you all. You understood how to do it. So yep, guys. So here we have our okay. I think the trainer faced some issue, and he left. But again, yeah. So he has already joined. So within 1 minute he'll be here, and we'll start with the Python. So tell me one thing, guys. Why are all of you here to learn data science? What is that thing which is making you take interest in this field? What you want to be after learning this data science? And yes, one more thing also, we have an announcement which I'll come again, jump in and announce the same. We have a yes, Neha ma'am, basically have an offer for you all. Actually, it's like who all needs or who all wants a 50% discount on a full stack course of data science? Just answer, just mention in the comment. So meanwhile, I'll introduce you to your trainer for data science. So Smith sir is here. He's an amazing trainer, guys. So he has like already taken sessions for many people. So he's a well experienced trainer. So he has taken many he has a good feedback from his students about the data science and all. Okay, so I hope you would cater well, and you would learn, and you will take as much as possible from Smith sir. So hi sir, how are you all?
Yes, hi,
How are you, sir?
am I audible? I think I'm
Yes,
perfectly
sir.
audible.
That's some glitch,
Okay.
but I think that's fine.
Okay, so fine. So let us start off. So what we would do, guys, is first we will just learn what is data science, what is data science, what are the roles in data science, and then we'll start the coding.
Excuse me, sir. That's some issue
Yes.
with the audio. Can you just please fix it meanwhile? Meanwhile, I'll just fetch the students with the answer for which I have asked a question. So guys, yep. So who wants a 50% discount in full stack course of data science? Please let me know in the comment section. I have something for you. Not I. Actually, Sneha ma'am has it for you. She has framed it. So I'm just the conveyor. I'll convey it to you. That's all.
Shubharat, am I audible now? Is it fine now?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. So should we start off? Or should we wait for a couple of minutes?
Just 1 minute, sir. Just 1 minute.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. So I see a lot of people are interested for having that 50% offer. So yep, guys, you'll get it. But there is one star mark over it, one term and condition. So meanwhile, I'll let Smith sir continue the session. I'll jump into the session after some time. I'll share a link to you, basically a link to a Google form. So I'll allow only 10 minutes and you all need to fill that form within that 10 minutes. Okay. It will be active only for 10 minutes and then I'll stop it. Okay. Every day I'm going to do this and you cannot be sure whether it will be the starting of the session or end of the session or middle of the session. At any point of time, I'll start it, I'll announce it and you will get only 10 minutes. So those people who would fill that form every day, you will get different link every day. I'll make a Python script run over it. I'll pick a random person, and that person will get 50% discount on that, like full stack programming data science. Okay, isn't it interesting? Yeah. So let us now continue with your session. We'll start with the data science program, and meanwhile I'll come up again. You have to see me again. Okay, I'll have to disturb again, sir, in the meanwhile, and we'll do that. Okay, sir. Sir, you can continue from here.
Okay.
I'll be in the backstage, guys.
Start off. I will just share my screen. Just tell me, 1 second. I'll just share it. Okay. Is it audible? Just ping me if it is audible. Sorry, not audible. Is it visible? I think the screen is visible to you guys. So fine, let us go ahead. So first, guys, what we'll do is we'll learn what is data science. We'll see the roles within data science, and after that, we'll start the coding part. So let us understand what is data science. When someone asks you what is data science, basically data science is just a set of methodologies using which you try to gain insights from the data. It is just a set of methodologies that you use to get some insights from the data. Okay, so that is basically data science. Now let us talk about the roles in data science. When I say the jobs in data science or the roles in data science, there are 3 popular jobs in data science. Let us try to understand them, what they are and what do they do. The first role is that of a data engineer. The second role is that of a data analyst. The third role is that of a data scientist. So let's see what a data engineer does. Okay. Now, before going forward, guys, before going forward and understanding the roles, try to understand that there are 4 modules in data science. The first module is the data uploading and retrieving module. Okay, so wherein you just upload and retrieve the data. The second module in data science, just after that, is to prepare the data. Okay, so prepare the data and make the data useful. Okay, so just preparing the data and converting it into useful data so you can use it forward. That is the second stage. The third stage in data science is to use the data to try and get some insights using some plots. That is the third stage. And the fourth stage is to use the same data to try and gain some insights, making some predictive models, whether it is a machine learning predictive model or a deep learning predictive model. Anyway, you will just use some sort of predictive model to try and gain understanding of it. I will repeat these steps once more. I am saying there are 4 stages in data science. The first stage is the data uploading and retrieving stage. The second stage is to take the data and convert the data into a useful form, convert it to useful data. The third stage is to take the data and try to gain insights from it using some graphs or plots. And the fourth stage is to try and use the same data to get more insights from it but using using predictive models. Whether it is a machine learning model or deep learning model does not matter. We are using predictive models. Fine. So those are the 4 stages. And now let us go ahead. So now that we have learned what is data science, so we said data science is nothing but a set of methodologies to try and gain some useful insights from the data. Then we said that there are 4 stages in data science. First is the data uploading and retrieving stage. Second is the data preparation stage, where we try to convert it to useful data so that you can use it later. The third stage is to use the same data to try and get insights from it using some graphs or plots. And the fourth stage is to try and use the same data and try to get insights from it using some predictive models. So these are the 4 stages. And then, yes, Suraj? Yes,
Yep, sir.
were
So,
you
sir,
asking
actually,
something?
our students are very much interested to start with like this. They're very much excited for start with this Python thing. So they are asking actually when we will get into this coding part, when we'll do this Python,
Okay,
when
just
we'll
five
do this.
minutes. Just 5 minutes. We'll just see the
Yeah, sure.
basics of this, and just 5 minutes we'll go into the coding. So
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
So
Thank you. Thank
we
you.
were talking about the roles. Okay, so we are talking about the roles. So I said there are 3 roles in data science: data engineer, data analyst, and data scientist. These are the 3 most popular roles. What does a data engineer do? Data engineer does only the first stage of data science, which is data collection and storage. So a data engineer just collects the data and just collects the data and stores the data. That is his only job. Okay, so if he collects the data, I mean, how to collect it, that is his job. Okay, whether he should do data mining or whatever he needs to do, he will do that, and he will store the data. Whether it is a local database, he will store it accordingly. If it is a cloud database, he should know things like AWS and Microsoft Azure as well. So a data engineer's job is to just collect and store the data. Then comes our second role, which is the data analyst. So what does a data analyst do? Data analyst collects the data, prepares it so that it can be converted into useful data. And then once it is converted to useful data, what he does is he tries to gain insights from it using some graphs or plots. Okay, that is, these are the 2 things that a data analyst does. So he takes the data, prepares it, and converts it to useful data, and tries to gain insights from it using some graphs and plots. On the other hand, we have the third most popular role, which is called a data scientist. Now, what does a data scientist do? So a data scientist gets data, prepares it, and converts it to useful data so that we can use it forward. And then he tries to get insights from it using some plots and graphs. And he can also try and get insights from it using building some predictive models as well. So a data scientist, they can be expected to know how to build predictive models, how to build machine learning models, how to build deep learning models as well. So these are the 3 roles, and we have seen what do they do. Now that we have understood about the roles, let us go ahead and let us start the coding part now. So the word that you heard most, the word that you heard over here most commonly, or the most number of times, was the word data, right? So over here in Python, we deal with data values only. So let us go ahead and let us start our coding part. I will assume that you know how to download Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so we'll not show the downloading part. So you'll have to download it on your own. Once the download is complete, now let us go ahead and let us use Jupyter Notebook to make some Python code. Fine, so let us go ahead. So the word that you heard most number of times was the word data, right? So in Python, basically we deal with data values only. So there are different types of data values, and to each of those types of data values, we can assign variables. So let us see the different types of data values. We have different types, and we'll see all of them. So first, what we'll see is there is a type called integer. So let us just give the heading integer. Okay, and let us try to understand what a integer is. So I'll just give the heading integer. One second, I'll just correct the spelling. Here we go. So this is the first type, integer. So what is an integer? An integer is a value. Integer, I should say, is a number that does not have a decimal. Okay, that does not have a decimal point. Try to understand it like this: that an integer is basically a number that does not have a decimal point. So let's say that we have a number like 30, right? So this is a number that does not have a decimal point. Similarly, a number like -100, even that is a number. That number does not have a decimal point. So any number that does not have a decimal point will be called an integer. And to each of these values, we can also assign references. Those references are called variables. So remember, a variable is just a reference to the value. It does not contain the value. It is just a reference to the value. Okay. If at any point of time you see somewhere that a variable contains the value, no. A variable is just a reference to the value. Okay, remember that. I'm stressing again and again. A variable is just a reference to the value. It is just like a nameplate. So a nameplate, does it contain your house, or it is just a reference to your house? Your nameplate is just a reference to your house. Just like that, a variable is just a reference to a value. So how to assign a reference? So to this value, which is -100, we can assign a reference of a. Okay. Now what references can we assign? What are references? By the way, they are called variables. So what variable names can we have? So there are some rules with regards to the variable names. We'll write them as well, and then we'll go forward. So what are the rules with regards to the variable names? So the first rule is this. The first rule is that the first character in a variable should have a alphabet of lowercase. Okay, that means any characters between small a to small z, or we could have an alphabet. One second, let me correct the spelling. I'm saying the first character in a variable could have an alphabet of lowercase. It could have an alphabet of uppercase. Okay, that means any characters between capital A to capital Z. Once again, I'll just adjust my mic over here. And fine. Now let us go ahead. So I'm saying the first character in a variable could be an alphabet of lowercase, it could be an alphabet of uppercase, or it could be a underscore, whatever you want. Then what is the second rule with regards to creating variables? The second rule is that all the characters except the first can have alphabet of lowercase. Okay, of lowercase, that means any characters between small a to small z, or it can have alphabet of uppercase, that means any characters between capital A to capital Z, or it could be underscore also, or it could also have digits. So the characters except the first character can also have digits. Digits means any digit between 0 to 9. Okay, so this is your second rule. There are 5 rules in total. We'll write all of them. Now, let us go ahead and let us talk about the third rule. The third rule is that your variable should not contain space, or it one second. I'm just saying that a variable should not contain space, or it should not contain any special characters. It should not contain any special characters. That means any characters like exclamation, at the rate, hash, dollar sign, percent sign, this caret sign, this and symbol that you see, this star sign. Okay, it cannot have any of these special characters. Now, the fourth guideline with regards to creating a variable is this. The fourth guideline or the fourth rule is that a variable is case sensitive. Okay, that means a variable having a name of small a is not the same as a variable having the name capital A. Okay, so that is the fourth point to keep in mind. Now let us go ahead and let us talk about the fifth and last point. The fifth point is this: the variable name, let me correct the spelling, the variable name should not be similar to keywords in Python. What are keywords? What all different keywords do we have? We'll see all of that ahead. But fine, these are the 5 points that we have written. What are keywords? We'll see all of that. And fine, now that we have written these rules, let us go ahead. So suppose I'm writing a variable name, right? Suppose I'm assigning a value 120. to a variable, let's say b. Is this b a valid variable name? Let us see, am I following all the rules over here? Can you point out any rule that I'm not following? You can see that I'm following all the rules. You cannot even point out a single rule that I'm not following. Okay, so here this is a valid variable name. This b is a valid variable name. So I'm assigning an integer value 120 to a variable called b. And over here this will be valid. So you will see it will work. On the other hand, let us take something like this. Let us have a variable like this. Let's say we are assigning a value 130 to this variable called 1a. Is this a valid variable name? You will see that it is not a valid variable. Why not? Because according to the first guideline that we have written, we have said that the first character should be an alphabet of lowercase, should be an alphabet of uppercase, or it could be underscore. It is neither of them. So here this is not valid. So when I go ahead and try to run this, it will give me a syntax error that my Python syntax is not correct. Okay, similarly, let us have any other variable. Okay, let's take a variable like a percent 4. Over here, I'm assigning a value 140 to this variable. Is this a valid variable?
Just a moment, sir.
Why?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. So guys, I think like there is some internet issue with Smith sir's end. So what we gonna do is we would like again have this session again tomorrow. Like we'll continue this session. But yes, no, I think some of you might be missing something out there. So we'll again have this thing. We'll again repeat the stuff, guys, only for you all again from tomorrow. So it's kind of we'll do it. Don't worry. But yeah, we'll do kind of a recap session. It will not contain everything, but yes, we'll have a recap session of this thing. We'll again do it, guys. Don't worry about that. If you're missing out on something, you can again ask a doubt. Tomorrow we'll have a, let's say, doubt session of this session along with some concepts also. Okay. By that time, I would also like to announce something, right? I will also show you something also along with that, and then we'll announce something to you. So, yep.
Hey guys, this is Tiger from LetsUpgrade.
I'm Mohit, your trainer for full stack program in Python and Django.
I'm Saurabh, your trainer for the full stack mobile development course.
I'm Subrat Paswani, your trainer for data structure and algorithm with placement preparation course.
I'm Smith Shah, your trainer for the machine learning and AI module.
I'm Vinolan Jeremiah, your trainer for full stack cloud computing and DevOps program.
LetsUpgrade has come up with the best online course for you guys, having 200 plus hours of live lectures,
200 plus hour of real-time projects,
And also with practically graded assignments.
You will be building 15 plus projects with the industry-based curriculum created by the professional
Jobs part of the whole program. So this program is going to be a 6 months live, and after the 6 months we will be having a job portal dedicated. It's again an AI based job portal.
Let's start building applications like how a developer is building it in Google, Amazon, Netflix.
be a part of this wholesome course.
Register with the link given below. Hurry up, limited seats only.
See you soon at class.
So, yep, guys. So, time to give that offer. Like I've said, right? Who all wants the 50% discount on full stack course of data science. If you want to be a data scientist or data engineer or maybe data analyst. So, and that's complete package, a full course of 6 months. Will have a roadmap to from starting from a beginner to be a data scientist or engineer or analyst. So, yep, I'm sharing a link with you all, guys. Kirtana. Okay, I will share it. I'll share the link with you all over. Okay. So I'm sharing it in the YouTube comments. So please fetch it all, guys. Okay. So click on this and you would land upon a Google form. So you just have 10 minutes of time to fill it up, and then I'll stop taking responses. So every day this link would be sent, not exactly this link because you'll have a different form every day. I'll give a link to you. Okay, link this link today, a different link tomorrow. So all these 5 days we'll be doing, you'll get a different link, and any 10 minutes, it may be in the beginning, it may be at the end, it may be somewhere in the middle, I'll put out this link and you'll get only 10 minutes to fill it up. and at the end I will just I'll just run a Python script which will randomly pick one lucky person who will be getting 50% discount on a full stack course in data science. If you want to be that person, please fill it up. You just have 10 minutes of time. Meanwhile, I'll like ask Smith sir to continue your discussion. Yep,
Okay,
sir.
so is
Sorry to
my
interrupt.
internet, is my internet fine now?
It's bit. There's a bit of glitch actually, sir. Today, your audio is not so much clear, so that's why we would keep
Okay, one
another
second.
session tomorrow, like covering some doubts from today's session. Some like important insights of today. We'll also cover it tomorrow. I'll be
Okay,
in the
sorry.
backstage, guys. Please
Subrat, I
remember
lost you.
to.
So we will
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
We'll start again tomorrow. We'll start again
We'll
tomorrow.
have the important concept, important insights of today's class again tomorrow. We'll have a
Okay.
doubt clearing session kind of thing, sir. And yes, guys, so you just have 9 more minutes. It's 8:43. 8:52 is the time. I'll stop taking response into the form. So you fill it if you want to have the 50% discount. So I'm in the backstage. Please, sir, you can continue.
Okay. Fine. So let us continue. So guys, we were talking about variables, right? So we saw 5 rules with regards to variables. So let us see more examples. So suppose if I have something like a space 4, right? And we are assigning a value, let's say 150. Is this a valid variable name? We are assigning a value 150 to a variable called a space 4. Over here, if you have a look at the rules, it is not following the third rule. The third rule I had said the variable should not contain space. However, over here, the variable does contain space. So that is why this is not valid. If I go ahead and if I try to run this, you will see I get a syntax error. So these are the rules with regards to variables. So what are variables? Variables are just references to the values. They do not contain the values. They are just references to the values. Okay, do not mistake variables as containers. They are just references. Okay, at any point you see anywhere that okay, a variable is a container. No, a variable is just a reference of a value. Fine. So we saw variables, their reference value. Now what about these data values? So we have different data values in Python. The first data value is called integer. Okay, so what is an integer? An integer is a number that does not have a decimal point. So over here, is this number minus 100 a number that does not have a decimal point? Yes, it is. Let us go ahead and run this and let us check the type. So here I'm just checking the type of a. Where I'm checking the type of a variable. Where over here, what is a variable? A variable is the reference. So what does this a reference? A reference is a value minus 100. So indirectly I'm checking the type of minus 100 only. So what is the type of minus 100? Since it is a number that does not have a decimal point, it is of the type integer. You will see it is of the type integer. Similarly, let us have a value, a variable b. Let us reference a value, let's say 150. Is this a number that does not have a decimal point? Yes, it is. So if you check the type of this value, over here I'm saying type b references a value 150. What is the type of this value 150? It is a number that does not have a decimal point. So it is of the type integer. Let us go ahead and run this and you will see that it is of the type integer. So this is the first data value type, which is a integer. Now let us see the second type, okay, which is a float. Let us see the second type, which is a float. Let us go ahead and learn about float. So what is a float? A float is a number that has decimal points. A float is a number that has decimal points. So let us take examples of these. Okay, so over here, suppose I'm having a variable, let's say c, and I'm referencing a value, let's say 45.8. Is this a number that has a decimal point? Yes. So it is of the type float. If I check the type over here, you will see it is of the type float. Similarly, let us have another value referenced by another variable, let's say d. Let us reference a value something like minus 20.9. Is this a number that has a decimal value? Yes. So if you check the type of this, it will be of the type float. Similarly, let us have a value something like 30.0. Is this a number that has a decimal point? I don't care how many decimal point it contains or what it contains, but does it have a decimal point? Yes. So it is of the type float. So if I check the type of this, you will see that it is of the type float. So up till now, we have covered two data value types. First is integer and the second is float. Let us go ahead and talk about strings. So what is a string? Okay, let us understand strings now. So what is a string? So basically a string is just a collection of characters. Okay. So character means what? Character means anything that you can write. So for example, let us say that we have characters like ABC. How many characters do I have? I have three characters. First character is A, second character is B, third character is C. So this is a value, right? I'm trying to represent it as a string value. So in order to represent something as a string value, okay, I will have to surround that with quotes, either double quotes or single quotes, whatever you want. Depends on your mood, whatever you want to write. Double quotes or single quotes does not matter. So I will use double quotes. Okay, so let us have this value, which is nothing but a collection of characters. How many characters? Three characters. So over here I will just reference this value with a variable f. Let us check the type of it. Over here, have I surrounded the characters with quotes, double quotes or single quotes? Yes, I have. Since I have surrounded the characters with quotes, it will be of the type string. You see over here, it is of the type string. Similarly, let us have something else. Suppose we have a variable like this sample underscore one. Let us assign a value. Let's say that we are assigning 145. Basically, when I said character, character means anything that I can write. Let's say on your notebook, or anything that you can type over here in your laptop. So can we type 145? So even 145 are characters. What type of characters are they? They are digit characters, but they are still characters. To tell Python that it is a collection of characters, you will surround it by quotes. With the double quotes or single quotes does not matter. I'll just surround it by double quotes. Let us go ahead. Since the characters are surrounded by double quotes, it is of the type string. Over here, Python will assume that, okay, you have a collection of characters. How many characters do you have? You have three characters. In total, you have three characters. Let us first check the type of it. It is of the type string. And how many characters does it have? Three. Let us check using the length function. So over here, you will see that it has three characters in total. I will just check the length and you will see it has three characters in total. Similarly, can I have a value like, can I have a string value like ABC123? Yes. So even these are characters. How many characters do I have? Six. First character is A, second character is B, third character is C, fourth character is 1, fifth character is 2, sixth character is 3. So in total, I have six characters. Now, just to tell Python that this is a collection of characters surrounded by quotes, either double quotes or single quotes does not matter. Let us go ahead and run this. And over here, since we have a collection of characters and they are surrounded by quotes, Python will assume that, okay, you have a string. So let us go ahead and run this and you will see that it is of the type string. Here you see it is of the type string. How many correct characters does it have? It contains six characters in total. So if you check the type, so if you check the length of this string, you will see that it contains six characters in total and you see the number six as your output. So this is how you create strings. A string is just a collection of characters. So character means anything that you can type on your laptop, anything that you can type can be considered a character. Alphabetical character, a special character, a space character, even a space. Even can you type space in your laptop? You can type space. You can include that space character as well. Let us include that as part of our string. So what we'll have is we'll have a string called Rohit Sharma. We have space, okay, and over here let's surround the collection of characters by quotes. Either double or single does not matter. So here, how many characters do we have? We have five characters over here. Sixth one is the space character, and then after that we have six over here. So in total, I guess we have 11 no, sorry, 5 over here. 6 is the space character, and then we have 5 sorry, 6 again. So in total we have 12 characters over here. Let us check the length of this and you will see it as we have 12 characters. Let us check the length and you see you get the number 12. Is it of the type string? Just for satisfaction, I'll check the type. It is of the type string. So this is how you can create the string data type. Okay, you can create a value belonging to the string data type. So up till now we have just seen three data types. First is the integer data type. So an integer is a number that does not have a decimal point. A float is a number that has a decimal point. A string is just a collection of characters. The fourth type that we have is called a boolean. What is a boolean? A boolean value can either be true or false. Can either be true or false. So you might be wondering, How is this useful then? Well, it will be very useful going forward in your filtering operations that we'll be doing. Just in a few lectures from now, we'll be doing filtering operations from your data, and these Boolean values will be very useful there. So till then, let us just see how to create it. So I'm saying a Boolean value can either be true or false. Okay. So over here, let's have a variable sample underscore 4, and let's have a Boolean value. Let us write something like this too. When I said a Boolean value can either be true or false, is this valid? Well, remember that your Boolean value should always have first letter as capital. So here is the first letter T capital. No, it is not. Okay, so if we don't do it over here, if I go ahead, obviously it will not treat it as Boolean. Will it treat it as string? Is it surrounded by quotes? No, so it will not treat it as string. Will it treat it as integer? Definitely not. Will it treat it as float? Definitely not. So it does not know what to treat it as. So that is why it gives me an error. Okay, so just to avoid this error, what we'll do is we'll mention the first letter as capital letter. Let us go ahead and run this, and now it will correctly treat it as Boolean value. If you check the type of this, you will see that it is of the type Boolean. You can see it is of the type Boolean. Similarly, we have our another Boolean value which is called false. Okay, so we have one Boolean value which is called true, the other is false. Currently, it might seem that this is not too useful, but going forward in your filtering operations, it will be very, very useful, which we'll see in the coming few sessions. Fine. So let us create another Boolean value sample. So we are assigning a reference sample underscore file, and what is this variable referencing? This variable is referencing a value false. But is the first letter of the Boolean value capitalized? No. If I go ahead and run this, obviously it will not treat it as Boolean. Will it treat it as string? No, it is not surrounded by quotes. Will it treat it as integer? No, definitely not. Obviously it will not treat it as float. Let us go ahead and run this. It does not know what to treat it as. That is why it gives me an error. Okay, so it is very important that the first letter is capitalized. Let us go ahead and run this. Now that the first letter is capitalized, it will correctly treat it as Boolean value. Now if you check the type, one second, let us check the type, and it is of the type Boolean. So these are the four data types. If you have any doubts in any of these four data types, do let me know. Maybe some people from the company will let me know about your doubts. I cannot see them directly, but I think the team will help me out if you have any doubts. Fine. So these are the four data types: integer, float, string, boolean. So first we saw what is a variable. A variable is just a reference to the value. Remember, does not contain the value. In any blog or any site, if you see it contains the value, no. A variable is just a reference to the value. And then we saw 5 rules with regards to creating variables. All of these 5 rules are mentioned over here. And then we saw that a variable references a value. So we saw 4 types of values today: integer, float, string, and boolean. An integer is a number that does not have a decimal point. A float is a number that has a decimal point. A string is just a collection of characters, and a boolean value can either be true or false. Now going forward, remember guys, that understand it like this, that the nickname of true is 1, the nickname of false is 0. Why am I talking nicknames? Just so that the analogy is clear. Going forward, these nicknames will be useful. Okay, so the nickname of true is 1 and the nickname of false is 0. Just remember that nickname of true is 1 and the nickname of false is 0. Before going ahead, guys, let us try to understand the behavior of these data values. So guys, when I create a variable a equal to 1, suppose I'm creating a variable a which is referencing a value 1. So what happens is basically a value will be created. One second, let me create a new sheet. So basically a value will be created over here. Okay, 1, which will be referenced by, sorry, one second, a value will be created 1, which will be referenced by a variable called a, which will be referenced by a variable a. I think I will have to connect my mouse so that the drawing becomes easy. One second, let me connect my mouse over here so that the drawing becomes easy and it is understood by you. Maybe I will have to disable my mic. Okay, I think this mic will work well. If it is not working, do let me know.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
Okay, now I think it must be proper, right? Now.
Yes, sir. You are audible now.
Okay, perfect. So I just plugged in my mouse. Okay. So over here now the drawing will become easy. So as I was saying, basically what we did over here is we created a value 1 in the memory referenced by a variable a. Okay, referenced by a variable a. So if I try to write, okay, so well, let me run this. So in the background, what will happen is value 1 will be created referenced by a variable. If I write a equal to 2, is it like this value will be updated to 2? Is it like that? Can you tell me in the chat what are they saying? Can anyone communicate in the chat? What are they saying? Are they saying that will it be updated or what will happen? Just communicate it to me if possible.
So
Okay.
they are saying yes.
Yes. Okay. No. So that is not what will happen, guys. Remember, what will happen is another value will be created, 2, and this reference. Okay, this reference a, which was originally referencing this value, will now change to this value. Okay, it will now change to this value. So remember that the value will not change, the reference will change. Let us go ahead and run this. And if I try to say print the value that is referenced by the variable a. Now what is the value that is referenced by the variable a? The value is 2. So if I go ahead and run this, I will get 2. So remember that this value will not be updated. So over here, this value did not get changed. So anything that does not get changed, can I call it immutable? I can call it immutable. Okay, so any value that does not change, I can call it immutable. So remember that integer values will never ever change. Once we create it, it cannot be changed. Okay, it cannot be changed. You can only create another integer value. You can change the reference, but you cannot change the value. You cannot change the integer value. Once it is created, it cannot be changed. That is why integer is called a immutable data type. Similarly, float is called immutable data type. Similarly, string is called immutable data type. Similarly, boolean is called immutable data type. That means once I create it, I cannot change it. Okay, so just remember that these 4 types that we talked about just now are immutable data types. Fine. Let us go ahead. Now that we have seen immutable data types, let us go ahead. So we have seen what is a variable. We saw that it is just a reference. And remember, guys, that it is not necessary to always assign a reference to a value. You can even not assign a reference to the value, up to you. So let us say that I'm creating a value 200 and I'm not assigning a reference to it. Okay, so remember what will happen. Every time when we do not have a reference, so any value that does not have a reference, first of all, it gets printed automatically in this Jupyter notebook. It gets printed automatically in this Jupyter notebook. Okay, it gets printed automatically. The second thing, what happens? So any value that does not have a reference, what is the second thing? Well, if a value does not have a reference, suppose we have created a value 200, it does not have a reference. Can you refer it? No, there is no way I can refer this value. So it is of no use for me. So that is why it is better if we delete it. So Python garbage collector automatically deletes those values that do not have a reference after a certain point. Python garbage collector will automatically do that. So any value that does not have a reference will get deleted by Python garbage collector automatically. Okay, we don't have to do it. Python garbage collector will do it for us. So over here, this value, guys, this value does not have a reference. So should it get printed automatically by Jupyter Notebook over here? If I go ahead and run it, you will see that it does get printed automatically. Did I tell it to print? No, it did. It automatically got printed. However, what if we have a value, let's say 201? Okay, 1 second. Let me convert this cell to coding cell. Okay, let me have a value right 201. Let us assign a value, let us assign a variable like a. Now, does this value have a reference or it does not have a reference? It has a reference. So only those values that do not have a reference get printed automatically. This value will not get printed automatically because it has a reference. Let us go ahead and run this, and you will see that when I ran it, 201 value did not get printed automatically. So remember this about variables. A variable is just a reference to a value. You can assign a reference to a value, you cannot assign, up to you. If you want to assign a reference, there are 5 rules that you have to follow, and you have to follow those 5 rules over here. And after that, we came to variable. Once our variables were covered, we came to values. So we saw 4 types of values today: integer, float, string, and boolean. A integer is a number that does not have a reference. Float is a number that has, sorry, integer is a number that does not have a decimal point. A float is a number that has a decimal point. A string is just a collection of characters. A boolean value can either be true or false. Now let us go ahead and let us understand type conversion. What if I want to convert the type of a value? What if I want to convert the type of a value? So let us see the first type conversion, integer to other types. Okay, let us see the first type, integer to other types. Okay, let us see what will happen over here. So suppose I have a integer value like 20. Okay, I want to convert it to other types. Let us convert it to float. In order to convert it to a float, I will use the float function. So let us convert it to float. I will say float, and I will pass the reference to it. I can either pass the value or I can pass a reference. So I will say convert this. I'm saying float, and I'm inside that I'm just passing this variable. What is a variable? It is just a reference. So it will reference this value. Indirectly, you are converting this 20 only to a float. Okay, so in the memory, what happens is we will have a value 20. We will have a value 20 over here, which has a reference of a. I think we had a reference of a, right? Yes. And now I'm saying convert this value 20 to a float. Indirectly, I'm saying convert the value 20 to a float. I'm passing the reference, yes, but what does it refer 20? So indirectly, I'm saying convert that 20 to a float. So 20 converted to float will be what? Can you put it in the chat? 20 converted to float. So integer is a number that does not have a decimal point. Float is a number that has decimal point. How can we convert this number to a float such that it has a decimal point? How can we convert this number in such a way that it has a decimal point, and also its value? I mean, also its meaning has not changed. Also, its weight has not changed. Can anyone tell me what are they saying in the chat? Can you communicate to me? What are they saying?
Yes, sir. They are saying 20.0.
20.0, and that is exactly what we'll have over here. We'll have the value 20.0. And is it like this value will be updated to 20.0? No, this is an integer value. Okay, it will never get changed. It is an immutable data type. So over here we'll have the value 20.0. We'll have the value 20.0 separately. And this value over here does not have a reference, right, guys? So should it get printed automatically as per our rule? Should it get printed automatically by Jupyter Notebook? It will. Let us go ahead and run this, and you will see 20.0 that we created over here. Since it does not have a reference, it will get printed automatically. You see over here, it does get printed automatically by Jupyter Notebook. Fine. Now let us go ahead. This is how you convert integer to a float. Let us see how to convert it to a string. In order to convert it to a string, guys, what to do? I think you cannot see my paint slide, right? Or okay, one second. I think you guys have not seen my paint window because I'm only sharing this part. Is it? You have not seen the paint, right? I was drawing something over there. Sharon?
So only the Jupyter Notebook is visible.
Okay, I was
So
drawing.
there's a doubt
Yes.
that Bhavya has asked that a is equals to 0 and then a is equals to 2. Why do we say that it is not the value that has changed but the reference?
Okay, so over here I explained it in paint. I think it was not visible. So one second, I will share that window again. Sorry, I did not share the complete screen. Okay, now I'll just share the screen. Okay, share my entire screen. Here we go. Okay, so I was drawing some things on paint. I think it was not visible as I had not shared it. So fine. So guys, I was just saying that if we have, okay, let us see it again. Let us remove this. Let us say we have a is equal to 1. Okay, so what will happen is 1 will be created in the memory, and it will have a reference of a. And now basically if I'm saying a is equal to 2, okay, so now what will happen is this value will never ever change. Basically over here what are we saying is create another value 2, like over here we said create another value 1, here we are saying create another value 2. So we'll create another value 2 over here, and now what will happen, this reference a, which was originally referencing 1, okay, which was
Sorry to
originally
interrupt you, sir. So your screen is not visible.
I don't know what is the issue. 1 second. I don't know why is it happening. Share screen. Share screen. Okay, now I guess no.
No, sir.
Share screen and I'm sharing the entire screen over here. Is it? It is still not visible.
Not visible, sir. So no issue as the time is going to. So we have to finish
We'll have to
today's
cover it
session.
tomorrow. Fine. So at least okay
So now
now.
it's visible.
Okay, I don't know. I think there was a lag. Okay, fine. So I think there was a lag over here. So we'll just cover this for 1 minute and just this for 1 minute and then we'll end for today. So as I was saying, when we have a is equal to 1, what we'll have is we'll have this value 1 and which will be referenced by a variable a. Now when we say a is equal to 2, what will happen is this value will never change to 2. This 1 will never ever change to 2. What will happen is another value will be created 2 and the reference a, which was originally referencing a value 1, it will now reference a value 2. Okay, it will now reference a value 2. Let us go ahead and let us now run this. Okay, let us now print the value which is referenced by the variable a. Now a references which value, guys? A references a value 2. You can see the arrow is pointing to 2, so a references a value 2. If I go ahead and run this, you will see that you will get. So this value, guys, this 1 was never ever changed. This 1 never ever changed, right? We basically created another value 2. This value 1 never ever changed. So that is why this value is called immutable data type. Okay, that means we can't change it. So integer is a immutable data type. Just like that, this was an integer, right? This 1 was an integer. Integer is an immutable data type. That means once it is created, we can't change it. Similarly, float is an immutable data type. Similarly, string is an immutable data type, and similarly, boolean is an immutable data type. I hope it is clear. Shalu, can you tell me? Did they understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
The doubt is clear now.
Okay, perfect. So I think I was
Okay.
already sharing that screen, so it was not visible earlier. Fine, no issues. So guys, we'll cover it tomorrow. Whatever concepts are remaining, we'll see type conversion tomorrow fully. So till then, just tell me, is variable creation and are the four types of values clear? Just tell me. What are they saying, Sharon? Variable and 4 types of values. Did they make sense?
So they are saying yes.
Yes.
And sir, it's clear.
Clear? Okay. Fine. So we'll
Yes.
stop here. Thank you for attending, everyone, and we'll meet tomorrow where we'll cover type. So bye, guys. Bye. Good night.
Tha- Thank you everyone for joining the session. Tomorrow we will be meeting at the same time. Thank you, guys.